Without going out of your door, you can know all things on earth. Without looking out of your window, you can know the ways of heaven.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Inner Light podcast. We hope you are doing well on this run up to Halloween. Oh, wait, when this goes out, it is going to be Halloween, isn't it?
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween, guys.
What's everyone going as? I'm not doing anything, but just pretend I said something really cool and like, wow, that's profound.
By this time, our Halloween post would have gone up. Everyone to hear if they would dress up as me or Harry.
Or both. Like could you mix them together and make like the ultimate loser? Like that'd be cool. So I feel like we should set the scene. All right. So it's Halloween, and you know what? Like the highlight of Halloween is, it's going to TK Maxx, right?
I mean, to me, it's like dressing up and eating a load of unhealthy shit and getting drunk. But for you, if it's TK Maxx, live your truth.
Like, you know, and you go and you're smelling the candles. It's like you're feeling the vibe.
It's an autumnal experience, yeah.
Exactly. And then it just carries on to Christmas. It's like a rite of passage. I don't know if have you ever been to TJ Maxx in America? Because is it just the exact same? Just they changed.
It's exactly the same. Exactly.
Nothing
like it's
different.
The same layout. It's the same like clothes that no one buys. Yeah.
And like it got me thinking. And yeah, this is just an excuse for me to talk about some shit that you see in there. But like, what would George do if he went to a TK Maxx? And that's
Is that the question for the day?
That's the question of the day. Feel free to play along at home. I mean,
for me, I think he probably would like go straight upstairs and just like smell the candles and be like, what is all this weird pasta?
But like, it got me thinking because he bought that like now and then clock, which on paper, it's kind of butt ugly, but like it's George, so it's cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can.
Like would he pull out like, you know, them like porcelain balloon dogs? Would he be like, yo, that shit's hard, and then go?
See, I think he'd either get something really ugly, or he'd come out with some really nice kitchenware.
There's no in between. Like he's like he'd be straight to like the Le Creuset section.
And if there is anything resembling a ukulele, he's over that.
Or like a banjolele. Like, could you imagine if there's one of them as like a serving tray? He'd be like, say less, say less.
Take my money.
The gardening equipment, he'd be all over that. You already know.
True.
But like, I don't know what way it would go. Would he be laughing at the stuff or trying to buy it? Or a bit of both?
The concept of George Harrison in a TK Maxx is we could be here all night.
But reeling it back, let's keep it George focused. We were going to do like a 50th for the pirate song, and then we realised it's the pirate song. What else can you say?
If you guys haven't watched that episode, he did like a Christmas special for it. Go watch it because it's actually hilarious.
And you got to think he's just released Extra Texture, and that's his next move. You can't predict this man. You can't.
Never let them know your next move. You can put out a depressing ass album, and in a couple months you're out singing "I'd like to be a pirate." So,
a pirate's life for me, like it's bars, it's cinema, and no better transition to what we're going to talk about than just playing it here. Just get immersed, sit back, and just let it envelop you.
I like to be a pirate's life for me.
Put your iPad
All
on.
my friends are pirates and they sing the BBC.
If you didn't hear it, that's because we got copyright claimed and I couldn't put it in. But if you heard it, damn, that sea shanty.
So good.
Yep.
So good. Put it on streaming, Dark Horse. Put it on streaming. Anyway, let's segue into the topic of tonight's conversation, which is beware of darkness.
And you might be like, what the fuck does that have to do with Halloween? And I can't lie, it's really loose.
Well, you say that, but the anniversary for All Things Must Pass is coming up. And of course, we are not doing an All Things Must Pass deep dive because I think that's going to take it out of me.
I mean, I don't know how long this episode's going to be, but look at the time frame. Imagine that for every song on the album. I don't think we could do that yet.
It would probably have to be like 3 parts, because I mean, if you think about how long our Living in the Material World deep dive was, like double that.
Like, be so for real. We didn't talk about any outtakes really, any beats. Like we mentioned it in like passing.
And when we got to the end of that ep, we were just so fed up of each other.
I think I just went non-verbal for like a week straight.
Well, no, I had to do my daily check-in.
You were like, Harry, you haven't died.
If I don't hear from Harry for 3 days, I do get a bit concerned. If I don't get like a shit.
If it comes to 1 a.m. and you're not spammed with like 10 reels, like, are we even friends anymore? That's what I'm saying.
Bro starts at 9 p.m. now.
Well, I have to get it in because, you know, I like watching Big Brother. All right, it's my guilty pleasure. We're getting way off track, right?
I'm happy to be on your schedule, but anyway, yes, beware of darkness. So, oh god, let me just.
What a whiplash from the pirate song to go straight into this. Can we just?
So, beware of darkness opens up disc 2 of All Things Must Pass. If you are not new to the podcast, then you know that me and Harry both agree this is the best album ever made.
Not even like not even best solo album, not best George album, not best Beatles album, like best album period.
Like, it's the album, okay?
Yeah.
As this song itself, it's very near and dear to so many George fans for so many reasons. And it was featured on both of our set lists in the last episode. For a reason, it is a beautiful song.
And one that I feel like only recently is getting like traction. And we will get to why. It's pretty obvious. It's not a hard guess. But it's just a really beautiful song, and it's like reminding people to like it's just breaking a male stigma of how to deal with your emotions. Like it's a nice foil to All Things Must Pass, because All Things Must Pass is saying like when it's shit, it's not always going to be like that. Whereas this is almost foreboding getting to that point. Like, you don't even have to get to the darkness. You could just try and avoid it. Just beware of it.
Yeah.
Because he's lived it.
And I think it's, if you think the time period that this was released and thinking of George's writing back in the Beatles, no one was really talking about this. Talking about, well, I mean, I guess John was too. He's up front with it. But I guess it's George reminding listeners and himself to an extent to be wary of these dark thoughts and depression and sadness and feelings that we all experience. I mean, that opening line, watch out now, take care. And fun fact, it's so floor. Okay, this is going to sound really like people are going to be concerned about me. I have a song full of like depression songs, like a playlist full of depression. Full of like depressive ass songs, okay? Or songs that like, you know, if you need to cry. And it's called Take Care. I named it after this song.
That's actually gorgeous. I have a similar playlist actually. It needs updating because some of them are really cringe. But I called it Daytime Nighttime Suffering after Wings.
Oh wow. I remember I told my partner about that playlist and he was generally concerned for my well-being. He just doesn't get it. You know, some people are just happy, I guess.
Oh, must be nice. That must be really nice.
It must be really nice. Anyway,
but
let's move on.
I find it really interesting how, like, well the album's sequenced. Like, you have him welcoming you in the first track, and then open up second disc. He's giving you advice. Like, he's got to know you. You've both felt comfortable with each other enough to share these emotions, and now he's giving advice on like experience he's had, and like almost like he's talking to. It's gonna sound like a bit like weird, but I almost see this song as like him talking about himself, like to a younger George.
I never thought of it in that way, but yeah, I can totally see that.
Because, like, how do you tell a kid that they're gonna be a Beatle in the biggest band in the world? Nothing can prepare you for that. And coming out of that, nothing can prepare you for the fallout. Like, insane.
Especially when little George never dreamt of being this big rock star, you know? None of them did, really. So during this period in George's life, he was weaving his way through newfound freedom. And we do joke in the Beatle community how happy he was to leave the Beatles and, you know, how he was running to sign those breakup papers, which, yeah, he obviously was. But also, it must have been so daunting for him to navigate through this and probably terrifying. But having so much material already written, the music just kept coming.
And this song was one of the later cuts for All Things Must Pass. He brought it to Phil Spector in the end of May, and he said, I wrote it a couple of days ago. I mean, there's songs back in from like 4 years prior, like we're talking like 1966. There's songs going way back, but he's always writing. When he went into the sessions with Phil Spector, the day 1 and 2 demos, which are out and they're fucking unreal. Like, I think we could talk about them in a whole episode, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
But he says to, like you got to think he has all these songs. He didn't really need to keep writing. He could have quite easily stopped it and been like, fuck it, that'll do. But he just kept going. Absolute machine.
I mean, thank God he did keep going. So from George's book, I Me Mine, he says, during a period when I had some of my friends from the Radha Krishna temple staying, and they would say, watch out for Maya. I like the melody. It's sort of strange. The lyrics are self-explanatory. And Maya means the cosmic illusion, that which is not.
And just like talking out my ass for a sec, like the duology of this song and Maya Love, I feel like that's a topic that needs to be studied.
No one talks about that.
No one talks about Maya Love, period.
You are onto something.
There's threads there. Someone just needs to durst them, you know.
I think our dark horse.
Did I just make a Fred Durst reference in a light video? That's insanely hard. Who up Limp and Biscuit? That's what I'm saying.
Chocolate starfish. Oh,
best advice is just to beware of darkness, motherfucker. It's just one of those days.
Hey, ladies. Oh, shit. I did not expect Limp Bizkit to be mentioned.
I better see my man Fred in the mood board. I love how in the notes directly under you say that this song breaks my heart. How are you going to go from Fred Durst to trauma dumping? That's insane.
You did this. Fucking hell.
Sorry. Derailed. Right. Deep breaths. I need to get that High School Musical warm up like that.
I just have a stupid voice in my head now. Right. I'm not looking at your face. I can't look. I can't. Okay. Okay, Fred Durst aside. So I already mentioned how this song is emotionally draining. It's a heavy hitter, but an element of the song that breaks my heart even more is when I found out the Beatle related lyric in the final verse. And I'm gonna say I was gagged when I pieced this together. So
his Easter eggs are unreal.
He be dropping these eggs like Taylor Swift.
That's what I'm saying.
So the final verse goes, beware of greedy leaders. They take you where you should not go. While weeping Atlas cedars, they just want to grow. And hearing that, you don't think much of it. You know, you think George is probably singing about one of his trees in Fire Park or something. No. Atlas cedars were the exact trees that were featured in the final Beatles photo shoot. If you know what that photo shoot looks like, the ones when they're standing around the trees, they look like willow trees. They're Atlas cedars. He also included the word weeping. And, you know, there could be two reasons. One, these trees look pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of just, they're just like they're looking droopy, okay? They're looking
limp.
Very dramatic, very limp, yeah. Nothing in there. And two, which is probably the smart reason that he put it in there, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Also, like, the idea of him being surrounded by his former bandmates and these depressing ash trees.
And big trees. I mean, George always felt like George was known that he was the youngest one there. You got to think you're going against Lennon and McCartney. Like, physically, they're insanely huge and like towering over you. So I guess you can't compare it that way.
Yeah, I mean, the photos of them are some of my favorite Beatles photos ever, and like this layer just adds so much complexity, and yeah, it's beautiful.
I also think like the trees themselves, that they are evergreens, but with an evergreen, like this one specifically, they're needle based, so they shed needles and splinter off, which that's literally how the Beatles, they splintered off, but they're always going to be there. They're the Beatles. You can't erase and forget about the Beatles, no matter how hard you try. There's going to be sharp needles and it's going to fucking sting. But it's always going to be green.
I'm gagged. Not us talking about trees.
Well, that's the closest we're going to get for like a gardening episode.
if you guys want us to do a like George gardening and like the type of stuff in his garden, we're not the podcast for that.
And also, I feel like it'd be really shit us going, look at this tree, and then it's a podcast, and you can't see the tree, so it'd be a bit I'll be trying to describe a tree to you, which we all know what a fucking tree looks like. That's as good as it gets.
I mean, we did just try to describe a tree.
Yeah, but people know that photo shoots. There's at least something to you know.
I'll make a reel.
Like the only trees I know are like Minecraft trees, you know what I mean?
That's so sad.
What the hell? But as I said previously, you know them day 2 demos, there's a infamous line change where his demo lyrics consisted of being Beware of Abco, which was Alan Klein's record label and company. So this is when he brought it forward to Phil Spector, and that was on the 27th of May. As recently as the 2nd of May, he was in an interview speaking in high regards of Alan.
Oh.
Which is, you got to think, this is way before Bangladesh. And in a Howard Smith interview, George praised him, saying that the company of Apple had never been in a better shape and that a lot of money has returned back to the band.
That did not age well.
Yeah, I mean, this comfort that he's in is short-lived, and there was some joy to be had in this interview, though. He states that he didn't feel any animosity with Paul. It's just that Paul was outvoted, and he wanted to keep it within the family. With the power of hindsight, you'd know working with someone like Alan Klein and Phil Spector are both not ideal. I guess this makes this song more interesting because George is giving advice. Meanwhile, he's dealing with the likes of these people. He is a victim of the greedy leaders that he's talking about. And although on paper you could think that George had everything at this time, he was deeply affected by everything that he was singing about. And he was about to go through a tumultuous period of change.
That was bars right there.
Yeah, I felt quite smug for that, I can't lie.
Mm-hmm. And to be able to write that type of sadness, and it can hit and hurt you, and then say, this is not what we are here for. It's so simple, yet speaks 1,000 words.
Actual chills. I mean, breaking down on the Super Deluxe, you have got the day 2 demos that I've discussed in Paramount.
Stunning.
There's also Take 8, and midway through he's got a different kind of phrasing with his vocal melody. He goes up higher, like with the guitar line. That's all different, and he's not totally stable with it. It just comes out of him. He throws it up. If it happens, it happens, and there's a beauty in that for a song like this. Obviously, it wasn't going to be the final take. You know, George, he had 102 takes of Not Guilty. So
there is something. There is something beautiful about him being very up and down and indecisive on a song like this. Like it fits very well.
And if the powers that are YouTube and Spotify allow me, I'm going to put like a little snippet of an alternative Acetate take. It's essentially like the midpoint between take 8 and the final product. It's got a much sparser feel. This isn't available in streaming, but it has so much air within it, and it's held together with a drone, which, if it's firmed around the sense of Maya, having that drone, I know that is in the final version, but it's up in front in here, and it just adds so much space. I mean, this is one song that really benefits from the Spector production, the whole reverb echo chamber. If you heard nothing there, I'm sorry. That's out my hands.
We tried, but it is really a beautiful take. The way his voice is a little bit higher, and there's a part, I forgot what lyric he's singing, but he like sings it like entirely differently. You might know what I'm talking about, and it's like the words are just rolling off his tongue. Oh, it's beautiful.
His phrasing's so different in like we're not talking like a Bob Dylan delivery. He's not like, it's not completely different. It's still obviously Beware of Darkness, but I feel like the reverb really complements this song in general. Like, it's almost like he's speaking into the darkness that he's warning you about. Like, he's just singing into a void. Yeah, this version is just beautiful. I feel like any version of this song is beautiful. George cited it as a great track to cut. He loved doubling up on 2 drummers and 2 bassists. And you can really hear that he was relishing in that production. Like, he loved that double drum sound. He'd returned to it in Material World. And it's a very haunting song. Really haunting.
If you just listen to that ending,
the way it just hangs,
and it just, I'm doing hand signals right now in a podcast. No one can see this.
It is like the calm before the storm, because you know that next it's going to be Apple Scruffs, and you got that harmonica
screeching, melting your face off. I know, it's a bit of a whiplash moment.
It is. I mean, I'm kind of here for it.
You're like, oh, that was lovely, and then suddenly,
like it's unreal. I mean, that is like most Bob Dylan albums. You'd be like, shit, he spat facts there, and then it's like harmonica.
I'm for a 5-minute harmonica solo.
But no, the song's really haunting, and Bobby Whitlock, rest his soul. I think he's the MVP here. He never played organ prior to this session, but he came from a gospel background. He knew like the ins and outs, and he was already a prolific keyboard player. George asked him to play on the song, and he was bricking it. But I touched on this briefly when I did a little tribute post to him on the podcast, but I think just read it again for people that haven't seen. For me, it reminds me of how the Beatles used to swap over their instruments, like ones they don't really use, and they'd create new sounds. And George was at the forefront. He arranged the organ. He put Bobby and all the rhythm guitarists straight away, bang at the front of the song. And the Dominoes as a whole, that they were a big part of this album, especially like its second disc. Like Derek and the Dominoes are all over. And this song's not their normal kind of affair. Like, they're not opposed to a ballad, but a song like Beware of Darkness is not the kind of song you'd expect from the Dominoes. But I don't know, it just made it have such a unique kind of sound and vibe. And George was very quaint in his 2000s reissue, saying, in quote, "they helped a lot," which that's a very George delivery for that one.
And of course, this song was featured in concert for Bangladesh. And one day we will make an episode about concert for Bangladesh. That's another like hot topic.
It's just like, you look at an album like All Things Must Pass in Bangladesh, and it's like, what do you bring to them that hasn't been said already?
How do we approach this?
And if we do talk about it, it's not exactly going to be a quick chat, is it?
Very, very true. But I think having a song like Beware of Darkness, it's perfectly fits into a concert like Bangladesh.
And with a song like Beware of Darkness, it's got so many ways you can read into it. And I think in a similar way to Live Aid, where they played the video where it reminded people of what the actual cause was, I think a song like Beware of Darkness, like, yeah, we have Wawa, it's George Harrison, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then he plays Beware of Darkness, and it's slightly faster. It's still got that concert vibe.
It brings the mood down, basically.
Exactly. It grounds the concert, and it's almost like the glitter's faded. George is bringing it down. He's bringing forward this song in support of a country that's war torn. Like it's much more than like a mental sadness here. This is like actual, like this is tearing families apart. With Leon Russell, he kind of adds, would you say, like an age tone to the song? Like he's got a very like aged voice, as if like as if he's had this shit experience and he's telling you, like, I don't know, the way he delivers it is so interesting. How it's like the two of them.
Yeah, I think their voices, they play off each other extremely well. And I remember the first time I watched Concert for Bangladesh, I hadn't heard any of the live tracks. So when Leon started singing, I was like, wow, this is new. This is something different. And he perfectly fits in here. And he would actually cover this song himself at the start of 1971. So making his own version.
And if any of you haven't heard it, it shouldn't work, but it does. It sounds like something that'd be on Shankar Family and Friends in the best way. But it's
yeah, I get that.
It's really cool, and it builds around the Maya theme perfectly. It's a great foil, and again with darkness, light, dark, it goes loud and soft. Like there's lots of dynamics at play. There's lots of sounds at play. It's not for everyone, I get that, but
who else is at Concert for Bangladesh apart from Leon Russell and George?
This could be like Prince's Trust, where I name everyone apart from the main person to be really. No, I'm not going to put you through that again. It's Eric Clapton.
He's here, of course.
And I'd argue that as much as we dog on Clapton, he's lived this song probably just as much as George has. He played on the original recording. He played in Bangladesh, and he returned to it later in life for the concert for George. Now, their friendship was a tumultuous one, to say, the least. But he experienced a lot of loss and like heartbreak. I mean, his son, which George attended the funeral for, Connor Clapton, and then seeing one of your closest friends go, and then playing a song that you played on originally. That's a lot for a person to deal with, and it's a constant. He'd returned to this song even so much as recently as in 2019 with Sheryl Crow, Sting, and Brandi Carlile. I mean, these are 4 massive legends collabing on a cover of George. How this little song from 1970 made its way through, with Sheryl saying that Harrison was one of her favourite artists of all time. This song's taken many forms, like the darkness that he forebode about. It could be optimism, despair, with like loads of artists covering it. We've got like Joe Cocker, Marianne Faithfull, Ann Wilson of Heart. Like I can't name them all. But each one brings something new. Like everyone's got a life experience. Everyone's got a story to tell. And whether people play the song flat like it was written or change it up, it's always going to have something new,
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, a song like this can fit into anyone's life in any way. Big brain moments today. We really came back from Fred Durst.
And I feel like
sorry.
I feel like the idea of darkness being this thing, when George wrote it, I don't think he thought about actually like going into darkness, like pitch black. But the imagery is so strong, it can be read like as an old wives' tale, like don't go into the darkness.
It was actually, sorry, I completely forgot to write this in the script.
Yeah.
But I remember Olivia saying how it's one of her favorite songs from All Things Must Pass. She was I don't know when this was, but I remember her talking about the track and how like important it is, especially today.
Yeah.
How a song like this is so prominent, even more probably now. And she was relaying the message of, you know, beware of darkness. Don't let yourself go down that path.
And it's beautiful that you can draw so many conclusions out of a song that's relatively ambiguous, and I think that's the beauty of it. Because George said it how it was, but there was always room for interpretation. I mean, take his religious songs; they could be love songs or devotion songs. You can take whatever part you resonate with personally. Zach Kreger, he took this idea, he ran with it with the 2025 film Weapons, and I saw this with my girlfriend. I had some free cinema tickets. How I got them free cinema tickets is because I went to the Minecraft movie with my friends, and it was awful. It was fucking awful. There was kids lobbing shit. It was unreal.
I hate youths.
And it was actually disgusting. I mean, like, some of the things the kids were saying, I genuinely cannot repeat on the podcast. That they weren't just like,
did you just walk out? I would have walked out if I was you.
Well, I went all the way to Brighton to see it with my friends, so it was kind of like. But I thought, on a whimsy, can I get my tickets back, because what the fuck was that? And the seat.
I mean, good for you.
So I got some free tickets, and then I was like, shit, there's nothing actually out to watch. So we ended up seeing Weapons on a random like Thursday night, and straight away this song opens the film. I knew it was going to be in the film, but I didn't just go to it. It was genuinely because it was the only thing that was on. I'm going to be.
I was going to ask if like you knew it was coming or not.
And I knew it was there, and I saw people say how like poignant it was. But obviously, being a huge George fan, you're always going to put up a front and be a bit like, is it really? It's like I saw a Bob Dylan song in an advert, and that made me really upset. We
love to gatekeep
within reason, you know. If someone wants to, if someone got into Bob Dylan through that advert, fair fucking play, more power to you. But it's not really what I want to see when I'm like, that sure is a car that you can buy.
Wait, yeah, what advert is this?
I don't know. I could just remember like hearing it on the TV. I can't remember. This was like years ago, so I'm derailing completely. But the film Weapon.
Well, you had to get Bob in here somewhere. So.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I didn't get to talk about him in Bangladesh, so he had to come. But yeah, I'm always going to be a bit like on edge when there's like music in media, but seeing the way it was put in and how the kids were literally going into darkness, it was chilling. Like they used it so well. I actually watched it again with my parents, and watching it a second time, it's like it is a perfect use of music. Like it just, once you've then seen the story, then seen it again, it like cements it, and it's just beautiful. And yeah, I do get quite like sensitive about things being used in media. But I mean, now today, the song is like number 9 on George's most popular songs on Spotify. And it's definitely been helped by this film.
Definitely.
But
I haven't seen it though. I haven't seen it yet.
It is really good. So that's our loose link to like Halloween, because it's like a horror film, you know, like it's.
Hey, you can say darkness, spooky. People are scared of the dark.
True, and in the dark, you like trick and treat. There's kids in the film. They probably trick and treated.
Trick and treat. So, you know,
it's all up there.
That's Halloweeny. That's spooky.
It's all up there on the dome. No, honestly, if you get a chance to see it, it is genuinely a really good film. And have you seen like the run that they do on like TikTok? The stupid. Like,
no, because it looks so goofy. It
is goofy. When I was coming out the cinema, there was a couple that were doing that run into their car. It was so sweet. They were like,
that's so cute. Okay, I do have. Okay, this is a tangent. I don't know if anyone's gonna care.
They just listened to us talk about Beware of Darkness for 45 minutes. I think
okay, so I actually did have a chance to listen. I had a chance to watch Weapons when I was over in the States because we went to a drive-in movie theater, very American. And
all I can think of is that scene on Grease where he like
nothing like that. But we went there to watch the new Conjuring film, and what you do is you pay for like the evening, and they were showing Conjuring and then Weapons. So we, parked up. We watched that film, and then they were playing Weapons like in 10 minutes, and then people were like leaving, or some people were staying. And our car battery died. So for about half of The Conjuring, we were literally dying because we had no aircon. And this is in Florida, by the way. I had never sweat that much in my life. So we couldn't watch Weapons because our car died and we had to like jumpstart it. And then when you get the car started, you can't stop. So my partner was like, yeah, we're going to go home. I was like, okay. So I did not get to see Weapons. Thank you for my tangent, my story time.
That's emotional.
Yeah, maybe I'll start a story time segment.
I think I like that. I mean, we are recording these later and later. Like,
yeah, right now it's 10 o'clock. It's like a little evening chat.
It's cute. It's cute.
You should play some like nice music in the background when I'm telling my story.
I've already just played, like, I think a couple of episodes ago I put in the Mario Galaxy song. Do that again. Fuck it.
I forgot what episode that was, but it was when I was like, "Oh, sentimental time," and you start playing.
I really love Mario Galaxy. All right, it's one of the best games of all time. That's not even right.
Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, number 9 on Spotify. Like that's
huge.
And I still don't know why I Live For You so high up now. Like that seems like such a random song to be, and the fact it wasn't even on the album, but it's number 6 on Spotify.
Well, it should be on the album.
Insane. This song, like, darkness will always exist, no matter who or where you are. And if people get introduced to George from watching this film or just listening to the song in general, like you've completed your Beatles discography listen, you want to listen to All Things Must Pass, like this is a great jumping off point. And something that, even if you just take away like one song from the album, you could take away this one. It's essentially, it's as much of a thesis of the album as My Sweet Lord and All Things Must Pass are. It's I mean, Danny wrote in the 2021 box set book that the album was a balance of dark and light. There's so much love and happiness in these songs, but there's a lot of pain here. Beware of Darkness is exactly that.
I mean, when I think of All Things Must Pass as well, like when you said to take away a single song from this album, for me, the big ones are All Things Must Pass, My Sweet Lord, Isn't It a Pity, and Beware of Darkness. They're like in parallel of each other. And it's almost like this whole album is like a yin yang.
And all the songs are spaced out. Like all the ones you just named, they're throughout the whole disc. There's always something for him to give in this song. You can take away one from each side.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be as strong. There's not like the one crowning moment where it's like, this is the song of the album. It's such a cohesive body of work. And
it's just such an incredible album.
I can't gush about it enough. I mean, Danny said it's light and dark. The album cover's literally white and black. It can't be any more obvious.
It's right there in black and white.
It is. Even if it's the fucking goofy 2000 cover, there's...
No, because what was he thinking with that ugly ass cover? I mean, I get it, but
no, it is quite cool. It's like, what if this color? To be fair, the rest of the artwork with like the buildings and like the pollution is really cool. I just don't know why I went for them kind of colors, but you know what? It brought us My Sweet Lord 2000, and I think the world's a better place for that.
That's a beautiful way to end things, I think.
I think it is. This is it's a short and sweet one.
Yeah, this has been kind of a bit of a different episode. But I do think we're kind of in a new era of our podcast. We're trying new things, seeing what works.
It's like a dartboard. We throw it at the wall. If it sticks, that's great. If not, we'll bin it off, and it just never happens. But,
so let us know. Let us know if you want to see more song deep dives like this, or if you want us to just stick to our album deep dives as a whole.
The thing is, with the album deep dives, we want to keep making them big, and there's a bit of give and take on that. I mean, there's no way we could have talked about Beware of Darkness for this long in a deep dive. So if there's like any songs in particular you really want us to get into, let us do you like this form of content more? Would you rather the deep dives be like quicker and more snappier? Like that?
Do you want me to just stop talking about my personal life? Let us know.
Yeah, that's the episode. Happy Halloween.
Hope you have a spooky time. Drink responsibly, and
eat sweets responsibly. Oh, and if you're eating chocolate, don't have any razor blades.
Yeah.
And if you're having a biscuit, make sure it's limp.
Hey, ladies, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Take care.
The further one travels, the less one knows, the less one really knows.
Chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.